Want to hack your habits and transform your life scientifically? Forget quick fixes and useless motivation hacks. Today, we're breaking down the proven strategies straight from James Clear's bestseller, Atomic Habits. Discover how tiny math-backed actions can snowball into life-changing results. We're going to show you exactly how to crush procrastination, build new habits, and break free from old patterns. Starting today. No fluff, just actionable steps that actually work. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear game plan to start changing your life right now. Ready to take control? Let's get started. Chapter 1. The power of small increments. Most people think that to achieve something big, we need to take big steps every day. Think about it. How often do we hear the phrase, go big or go home? This idea is deeply ingrained in our minds. We believe that if we want to be successful, we must take massive action, make huge changes, and make progress as quickly as possible. However, according to James Clear, this is not a way to build lasting changes. In fact, this is the opposite. In Atomic Habits, Clear explains a concept known as compounding, not just in finance, but also in personal growth and self-improvement. If you improve by just 1% every day, you will not improve by just 1% at the end of the year. By the end of the year, you had improved by 37 times more than where you started. That is correct. 1% improvement every day compounds into exponential growth over time. The magic is not in the big, dramatic changes. It is in the small, consistent actions that you take every day. For example, if you commit to reading just one page of a book every day, you might think that it is insufficient. But if you do this every day, you will end up reading 365 pages by the end of the year. This is simply from one small page per day. The key here is consistency. Small, consistent improvements do not just lead to big results. They help build momentum. Momentum, as is well known, can carry us to success. The process itself, the small steps and incremental improvements, is what ultimately leads to a big result. Positive results, like health, wealth, or mastery in a skill, are simply the byproduct of those tiny incremental actions taken over time. Chapter 2. The compound interest of habits. Now let us talk a little more about compound interest in habits. We hear about compounding when it comes to money and finance. When a small amount is invested over time, it grows exponentially. And that is exactly what happens with your habits. You might not see immediate results when you start exercising, eating healthier, or meditating. In fact, you might not feel any difference after the first few weeks. However, as James Clear pointed out, this is where most people give up. The lack of instant gratification causes many of us to quit too early. However, here is the thing. Good habits do not always show immediate results. It is normal to feel that nothing is changing in the short term. In the first few weeks or even months, there were no significant improvements. However, the reality is that your habits are compounding. Slowly but surely, they lay the foundation for something larger. Eventually, you will start to see results that are often greater than you expected. Imagine you are starting a new exercise routine. In the first few weeks, you might only lose a pound or two, or your muscles might feel sore, but you do not see the big picture. After 3 months of consistent work, however, you may notice that you are fitter, stronger, and have more energy. These results were not observed overnight. They were the result of weeks or months of small, consistent actions, and now you are reaping the rewards. It is the same as almost any habit. Whether it is building a business, learning a language, or improving your relationships, you have to keep going even when you cannot see immediate results. Patience is key. James Clear explains that results take time, and during that time, you'll face disappointments, setbacks, and moments where you want to quit. However, this is the point where true transformation happens, when you push through the challenges and stick to them. The payoff, when it comes, is often bigger and more impactful than you imagined. Chapter 3. The 4-Step Habit Loop. To truly understand how habits work, we need to look at the 4-step habit loop that James Clear explains so clearly in his book. This is a simple yet powerful framework that describes the entire cycle of habit formation. Here's how it works. Cue. This is the trigger or signal that initiates the habit. It could be something external, like the smell of freshly brewed coffee, or something internal, like feeling stressed. For example, when you wake up in the morning, the sight of your coffee machine might be the craving. Craving is the desire or feeling that comes after you experience the cue. In this case, craving might be the desire for warmth, energy, or comfort from a cup of coffee. Response. Response is the action that you take. It could be as simple as making coffee or buying it at your local cafe. This is the behavior you perform to satisfy your craving. Reward. Finally, the The reward is the feeling that you get after completing your habit. After drinking your coffee, you feel energized and refreshed, which is the 4. This loop works for both good and bad habits. When you understand the cycle of cue, craving, response, and reward, you can take control of your habits, both the positive ones you want to build and the negative ones you want to break. The key to building new habits is to identify the cues and cravings that drive you and design responses and rewards that are aligned with your goals. Chapter 4, Breaking Bad Habits and Building Good Ones. So how can we use the 4-step habit loop to break bad habits and build good ones? Let us consider both sides of EQ. To build a positive habit like reading every day, you need to manipulate the cue, craving, response, and reward in a way that makes it easier for you to follow through. For example, if you want to start reading more, place the book next to your bed. The book itself is a cue. When you go to bed, the sight of the book triggers the craving to read, and before you know it, you will be opening the book to read a chapter. Rewards come in the form of relaxation and satisfaction when completing a chapter. On the flip side, to break a bad habit, such as smoking, you need to make the habit invisible, unattractive, and difficult. Invisible. Do not keep cigarettes at home. If they are out of sight, they are less likely to be within reach when you need them. Unattractive. Find ways to make the habit less appealing. For instance, joining a gym to focus on your health will make smoking feel less aligned with your fitness goals. Difficult. Changing routine. If you usually buy cigarettes on your way home, take a different route or avoid the shop entirely. The more difficult you make it to engage with the bad habit, the less likely you are to follow through. As you've learned, transforming your life isn't about dramatic leaps, but about the power of small, consistent steps. Atomic Habits teaches us that meaningful change comes from understanding the systems behind our behaviors and intentionally shaping them day by day. Whether it's forming new, beneficial routines or breaking free from the patterns that hold you back, the journey is truly about patience and persistence. Now it's your turn. Which habit will you start today? Even if it's just 1% better than yesterday? Remember, the changes may feel small at first, but over time, they'll snowball into something extraordinary. Start with one small step, then keep moving forward. Thank you for watching. If you found these insights valuable, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated with more practical strategies for building a better life. Let's commit to progress, one tiny habit at a time. See you in the next video.